Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend. So I think what we're going to do here in New Delhi is build this golem camp on the coast. And here's why. I suspect that this will not allow me to build a dock or to output ships, but this is the easiest game we'll probably ever play as these guys because we're going to go back up to endless difficulty after this. This game has shown me that it is extremely safe to do that. So this is the situation in which we stand to lose the least out of any game where we're playing these guys. So let's just do the testing now. So our options are 114.8, 410.7, or like over here 16.9's not bad. I do want a whole lot of science. That sounds pretty okay. Yeah, let's do it right here. We'll see if this allows us to build ships. I'm pretty sure you can build ships in a place that doesn't have a dockyard as long as at least one district is adjacent to the water. Although now, as soon as I said that, I was like, wait a second, is that actually true? This is what happens when you don't play a game for a while. And then apparently that's going to take no time at all. You know what? This city probably does not need all these people focused on industry anymore. Let's have some births here. Okay, now we need to consider another thing. We have all of this territory all of a sudden. Do we want to start settling again? There's a lot of open territory next to us. We're starting to suffer some real approval penalties from expansion. You can see here, yeah, minus 40 from expansion disapproval. Basically, every time you put down a city, every city you have beyond your first, I should say, has some significant effect on your approval levels. So maybe not. Maybe we shouldn't settle anywhere. Maybe we should just hang on. You know, our empire's pretty big. Let's do a little bit of maintenance. Our overall empire happiness level is pretty bad right now. We'll just chill out, do a little bit of maintenance, get things back together, and then we'll consider expansion. And when I say consider expansion, I mean maybe take out blue. We'll have to think about that. We're really getting our science back in shape. I don't have a good plan for like where we're going victory-wise. The victory conditions in the game are, of course, the science victory, which you get by researching enough tech to get up here to Era 6, and then researching, I think, 5 of the victory techs? Maybe? I think it's probably 5. A little rusty, like I said. There's also the dust victory, which you get by just making enough dust. There's the diplomatic victory with the diplomatic points that we talked about before, and of course, your basic supremacy and expansion victories, just like take out the other players, take a lot of territory. I don't know where we're headed. For right now, let's keep our view short. Let's try to get our empire happy again. Get our people not quite so miserable. What are you doing? Honestly, this guy's a scout now. This is enough dudes for one army, and he's pretty fast. There's a remarkable amount of territory over here that we don't even know what is in it. That's not a good way to English that sentence up. Listen, it's hot in here. It's really hot. It's like a weird kind of hot where I feel okay as long as I don't move at all. But the second I like so much as shift position or try to like walk somewhere in my apartment, all of a sudden I'm like drenched in sweat. In your murderous lust, you have eliminated a neighbor. That's true. I wouldn't say lust exactly. Do we have... Maybe this is a stupid question, but do we have genitals? Like, how does that whole situation work? Not that that's required for all kinds of lust. You know, good old-fashioned bloodlust, obviously, is what she was referring to here, but I would like to view it as... I don't want to say self-defense, because it wasn't. It's preemptive defense. It was prevenge. I was taking prevenge. We're going to be building a lot of alchemy workshops in the coming turns. Of course, we are bound by our titanium on that one. That's all right. We are almost pulling enough resources for one each turn. Right here, I definitely want to put down a burrow, level up our museum, and I know that I will. This tile is already taken, so I'm not getting full value from this burrow. But actually, hold on. If that's going to be like that, do I want to build this burrow in a different place adjacent to the, Because we could build it down here. That doesn't make it as easy to level up this burrow, But also, the odds that I'm going to build out any further in this direction are pretty low anyway. I think we're going to build toward the water with the rest of our future burrows so that we can pick up these two anomalies while also getting sea access. So maybe I do want to build this somewhere else. Because right here the resource gain is actually pretty minimal. And if I'm not intending to improve this one ever anyway, we may as well just 3, 6, 14, right? Yeah, because these two are the two that we're going to be on the end and not get leveled up no matter what. It's good to stop and re-examine the plan a little bit here and there. I'm trying to remember to turn off the resources because I know people have told me that they do not like... they find the graphics too busy with all the resource stuff turned on. But when I play by myself, I just leave the resource symbols on the entire game. So we are 3 techs away now from moving into the next era. What do we really want to get before we move up? I definitely want Imperial Highways. Given the size of our Empire, roads are going to be really important for getting our units from one place to another, even though the damage is somewhat mitigated by the fact that we have very fast units here. We're going to have starvation in Ravode. I mean, big surprise, right? Oh, we're too unhappy to farm. We're too unhappy to eat. People have a little bit of a self-preservation instinct, would you? Also, I gotta figure out what we're gonna do about volcano forming, because part of the problem we're having with these cities is that we can't get food from the terrain, and I don't really want to have to spend quite so much on these volcanoes, or on the volcano formers. We need to find the next couple of strategic resources, which I believe we can do in the next tech tier. Yeah, we'll be able to... I think we're able to see them immediately as soon as we level up to 3, and then we can actually mine them out with smelting stations. We also can grab this fortress up here. We can see that there's a Palladian facility producing Palladian, which I have strong feelings about, but we're going to have to be able to fight the neutral ships in the water to get to it. It probably will not be enough to just have our... hold on, before I move you. To just have one of our dudes get in a transport boat and sail over there, because we'll probably get torn apart by neutral vessels. The Fomorians are not playing around. So this is just a volcanic region. You know, it does seem to me like it might be a good idea to grab this one. I know I said that maybe we should take it easy on the expansion, but also, this region is beautiful. We turn on the resources here. Yeah, look at this. Look at this pair of anomalies right next to each other. This space has 9 industry on it. And 10 approval. Oh, and there's a big food thing here too as well. Yeah, this is awesome. We have to settle this. Green's gonna have feelings about that, and they can do that. I give them consent to have feelings. So to move our faction quest forward, we need to explore some ruins in Samhin and Onis, but unfortunately, Blue has closed their borders to us. So let's see if we can maybe fix that. I had jumped in here prior to starting the video and put this deal on the table, and as you can see, not so likely that this is going to work out. But we can try giving them stuff. You guys love pearls, right? Wow, not that much apparently. How about... I need my titanium and glass steel. You want wine and spices? What? This deal is not moving. Okay, so they're not willing to open their borders to us. Which means that in order to move our faction quest forward, which is something I would really like to do, we may have to just get in there and kill the heck out of all of them. So let's go over here. Obviously, we're not in any state to do that right just this second, but let's step over here and, have a look. And get some intel. So, Lais, I guess, is a fine place to put together the settler. Oh, I forgot that we had a golem rider just sitting in here. This guy could also be out scouting. I don't have ship tech. We need ship tech eventually. Where do I want him to go? I guess we could just send him straight east. Stuff worth exploring over here as well. I should try to have somebody get in the water and run over and chat with this fortress, because you can turn fortresses with a quest the same way you can turn minor faction villages. However, doing so leaves the fortress yours, but with no garrison. So if we don't wipe out these boats first, it will just get re-emptied. They will take it back and then leave it there empty. So we need some actual ships. We could get the basic boarding vessel, which is a fine ship. Gets on top of people, does good melee damage. We can get fire ships, which are a little bit hardier and have some... I think I remember they have some capacity to do splash damage. The most dangerous of all naval weapons. Fire. Because apparently all the ships are made of wood, I guess. Seems like an odd choice, given all the metal and stuff that we clearly have access to. And then eventually you get access to artillery ships, which have super long range and can break down city walls. Artillery ships are extremely good at sieging cities. Or at least they can be if you equip them with the right stuff. So after we finish the Imperial Highway tech, I think it might be a good idea for us to pick up fire ships or boarding parties. Probably fire ships. Boarding ships are a lot faster, which definitely has its benefits. But we need to be able to beat these guys, and generally speaking, fire ships really, really do a number on boarding vessels. Now, I think I saw movement over there. Okay, so this is just an unspoiled ruin. It says unspoiled, but it also doesn't seem like I can search it. Yeah. Clearly it has been spoiled. Ah, well, this is inconvenient. This big cliff face will serve as something of a defense against green invading us after we put down here, at least. Suppose that's the silver lining. Alright, so let's get right up adjacent to their territory. Can't really see anything. Unfortunately, there's no watchtower foundation on this wall. We do have one up here, but it's kind of far from the city. We should definitely get that built up, though. And in fact, I believe that's on this tech, isn't it? Yeah, watchtowers are one of the things we get from this. So next turn we'll be able to start a watchtower there if we want. Unfortunately, it is in the district where we're having trouble building stuff, but we do have dust. You know what? It's probably worth rushing that. And then we'll start the watchtower there next turn. But we're going to have a period of peace and growth here, which will be nice. We need to recover a little bit. I neglected our growth somewhat through the early game and then also through that big war. Alright, so over here, let's talk about watchtowers. That is 755. Okay, I will totally spend money on that. Actually, another benefit to having these guys run over here is that we can drop some volcano farmers. So I think I'm going to do that right here. It looks like titanium is going to be in greater demand than glass steel for a little while, so I'm going to have you stand right there and just volcano form the tiles that we are already working. And then let's explore and loot and maybe have a chat. What's up, guys? In a nearby region called Neth, destroy or capture the city. Well, that's inconvenient. Survival on a war-torn and dying planet is not an easy task. You are telling me. This time, the village you've encountered is in the middle of a long-running battle with an empire in a nearby region. To obtain the loyalty of this tribe, make sure the city is no longer a threat for them. We cannot see that region. Is this region... Oh! This and this are the same region. That's crazy. So Neth could be... Like, there's a ton of spots that could be Neth. Alright, well. We'll figure it out, I guess. Let's run through... Actually, hold on. Let's go like this. Can we get a little bit of vision of the title of the region? Okay. Not Neth. If they attack us here, we'll just run. Obviously, we're not going to win a battle with the one rider. Oh, hey guys. Hopefully they won't attack us across the border. Like I think I said before, usually it's the case that minor faction armies will not chase or attack things that are not inside the region of the village that spawned them. Alright, so here we have a lot of basic stuff that needs to get built. Although honestly, getting our central markets up and running is really important. Okay, and people are happy enough that if I pull off of food here, we won't starve. We need to get these central markets done. We need to bring up the overall empire approval level a little bit. Alright, so we'll put our burrow down right here. Get ourselves level 2 megapole. And then we're going to be building a lot of road buildings in the near future. Okay, so what do I want to do with you guys? Our army doesn't really have any important plays, I don't think. You know, we're kind of just waiting around, waiting to get ready. We have better health regen in volcanic tiles than in non-volcanic tiles, I think. So why don't we head up here, find a volcanic area to sit down for a little bit. And then once this army's back at full strength, it might be time to declare on blue. We'll see. We'll see how things feel when that time comes. It's not a decision we have to make right now. By the way, I strongly recommend that as a strategy in pretty much all strategy-type games. This applies to board games, video games, Magic the Gathering. Just like, wait to make a decision until the last possible moment. Give yourself the opportunity to gather all of the information before you commit to a path. So let's see. We are actually leading on the Eye of the Farthinker quest. This is great. So if we get in a battle with one army that blue controls that has a hero in it, and we win the battle, we'll get access to this extremely good talisman. Unlike most special quest items, this can actually be equipped by any unit under our control, not just our heroes. But it also costs 5 titanium and 5 glass steel each time you want to equip one, and that will limit us somewhat. Here, yeah, I'm sure we're not going to win this, being the first to produce 2,000 influence. And then people are in the future eras here, so these things have unlocked already. Leader of Leaders, be the first to raise one of your heroes to level 8. We currently have a level 6 hero, which has us in first place. 20% extra health regen for the entire Empire forever is a pretty good reward. We got to keep pushing our heroes level up. And here, be the first to produce at least one of each of the 4 first strategic resources in order to gain a big box of adamantium. That would be cool to have. Nobody's in Era 4 yet. You can see when we mouse over these, it says an Empire has yet to reach this era, but you can see what they are. So when somebody first hits Era 4, it would be cool if we had 100 approval so that we would have a chance at this, because obviously it doubles your dust output in cities that have happy or higher approval. It's pretty powerful. Okay, this is a Guardian thing. We haven't even talked about Guardians. We'll worry about that later. And looking forward, be the first to complete 25 quests, be the first to have a city with 30 population, and the bottom deed in each era is a wonder. One of these industrial megapole type buildings. This one unfortunately requires 25 adamantium and 25 palladium, so it probably is going to be out of reach for us until after somebody else builds it, is my guess. Alright, do we have stuff running in every city? We do. I do need some new research though. Let's get ships. We do currently have one city that has a port. And then also, like, the ability to make peace with people could be valuable to us. We might want to make peace with the Vaulters so that, you know, we have somebody to watch our back when we go after the Alayi. Obviously, more industry is good, more food is good. I don't know. Like I keep saying, let's hold off. Let's make those decisions later. We have 4 turns until we have to think about that. And we probably will not be hiring any more heroes in the super near future, because we have a lot of things that would be nice to build in our newer cities, and we're going to have to rely on dust to do that, because a lot of the cities we've taken from the AI are underdeveloped, because the AI cities can be underdeveloped, and it works out just fine for them. Alright, this attack is almost certainly our guy in Green's territory. I'm just going to snipe this ruin real quick while that boss army is away. Man, those ruins start giving out a pretty decent amount of science eventually. We'll have a chat with this village as well. This is a weird little region. Seems extremely not valuable. Okay, let's go park over here. Hey guys, what's up? If this army had a hero in it, I would attack it right now. As it is, I'm going to let them be. No, we're definitely building this. Actually, I do want to get this watchtower up. I was thinking we could pull some people over to industry to get that done a little faster, but let's keep producing dust until we have enough money to buy out this watchtower and maybe like a ship or two from Urino. I think this is the only place where we're going to be able to build boats right now. Yeah, unless this works out. My suspicion is that it will not. You know what? It did put down a dock texture on this tile. I think this is going to work. That's actually super interesting, because that means that, like, it is normally the case that if you want to be able to play the sea game, you have to think about that when placing your early cities, because obviously you don't want to put down a city during Era 2 that you want to build boats out of in Era 2, because you need time to make the city effective. If we can do this, where we can build an effective city, like, wherever the terrain is best in the region, and then just sometime during Era 2 pop a golem camp on the coast, that really opens these guys up for naval play without a lot of the drawbacks of naval play. So I think if we park right here, we're just going to get some better regen rate. This is volcanic? Yeah. And let's run away over here. Yep, we've been attacked. We're all up in their territory, so this is interesting. We can have a look at their units. They have Marines. These are ranged guys, like hand, crossbow, and shield type guys. 62 damage, 76 attack, 43 defense. Very, very squishy. And then they've chosen to have a unit that I never did figure out the pronunciation of. I'm guessing Tetike, but I don't know, it might be Tyke, or I'm saying Tetike. These guys are also ranged, actually. They're also hand crossbow units, but they're a little bit tougher, and they have the free counter skill. What that means is that the first time in a round that they get attacked and counterattack, it doesn't consume their action for the turn. So they can fight in melee and still shoot at people at range, which makes them kind of interesting. They're very short range. You can see they only have 2 attack range. Not, I think, the unit that I would have chosen to complement my Marines. If I were the Vultures, I'd be looking for something a little heavier, or maybe some cavalry or something. Anyway, right, we're running. No sense hanging around and getting gutted, which is what will happen. So I'm just going to hit this ruin, and then we're going to take off. Run away from the army that still has an action point. This unit is going to try to make it to safety out here. This is the plan. And this isn't even really safety, right? It's not like they'll stop chasing me. Okay, we found 10 titanium in that ruin. That's pretty useful. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I do, at this point in the game, like as we get later into the game and the distances we're talking about get larger, I do end up playing at this distance a lot, which I know is not ideal, because the game is beautiful and you can't see the art here, so I'm going to try to keep that to a minimum, but also I have to be able to see to make good decisions. So let's keep an eye on how much regen we're getting here. 86 life. I'm going to just hit this button, and... okay, that's considerable. Considerable healing each turn. Okay, our free influence event is coming to an end. Oh, I didn't move the army right away. Well, that's not great. We're dead. Oh, we retreated. We have 8 health. Okay. Yeah, I gotta remember to mash on the follow orders button. We discovered a quest. Keeping the Empire secure includes paying attention to the tales of travelers and vagabonds. You hear of a place full of artifacts from ancient days, and you have heard it enough times that it may not be idle boasting or mindless babbling. That point on the map bears investigation. Okay, so we have 5 turns to search this. Shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna start up a move order. Over here, we're also going to retreat. I might actually be able to win this battle. It's a shame I took our spears away. If we had Cavalry Slayer, I might just do this. We're just going to retreat. So remember, they used their action point. They can't attack us again. We're going to parley with their village. Okay. Make sure there's no enemy in this region in 5 turns. I think that's very likely. I don't think we got to worry about that one at all. That is just going to complete itself. And then this guy can run over and search this ruin for the quest. Alright, so we looked at this already. The army is recovering pretty quickly. Do that, and then we're gonna, like I said, stay on dust production in Belloc for a couple of turns until we can at least get a couple of ships out. 2 fire ships should be more than sufficient to deal with the minor factions that we're gonna encounter in the water. At least for right now. So yeah, you guys just stay there. I don't know that I really want to... I guess we could move over to here. Let's make sure we're ending our turn on a volcanic tile. But we could be a little closer to the border while also being on volcanic terrain and being able to heal. Okay, so I think you guys are safe. We just have to worry about these guys. I am totally going to remember to mash the heck out of this button. Okay, I think we're probably in the clear. It doesn't seem like they're still chasing us. We have discovered a lust for loot. Ancient texts and scientific studies say that some locations are interconnected. By successively activating triggers in these places, you can uncover increasingly important treasures. But only a hero can do it, and once you start, you launch a countdown, after which the chain effect vanishes forever. So you have to use a hero-led army to search this location, and then the way this works is we'll search this and get a reward, and then a quest to search another one and a better reward, and it'll chain up until the final one. The reward is quite significant. And yes, I noticed that we're being attacked. I'll get right to it. Hold on. Building production cost reduction. Okay, so this lowers the cost of buildings in the hero city. Sayala Tocho, you are in Ideli. Hold on. Ideli's current output is 148. So another +6 doesn't exactly seem mind-blowing. We probably want to just head up toward the percentage improvement here. Alright, and then we are being attacked somewhere. Ah. Right, this region, we don't actually, we're not actually friends with this region. Okay, well, that's not great. Just get away from the other army, which does still have its action point. We found a quest in this ruin as well. Threading through the fallen masonry at the entrance to the ruins, you come across a surprising sight. Dozens of eyeless ones have turned the site into a makeshift church. Their distinctive twisting circular iconography adorning many surfaces, while many of the monks lay prostrate in worship. They agree to leave the site if you provide a temple for them elsewhere. Weird. So if we build a city improvement that increases influence, we'll get, also, influence. That is a thing we will totally work on. Okay, so we got the shield break wall. This is our sweet relic. It's actually a pretty good shield. Plus 10% damage is unusual on shields, especially the types of shields you can equip with low-level strategic resources. That's a pretty good thing. Also, we didn't actually search the ruin, we just did the quest, so now we can properly search. 50 dust and 45 science, okay. I'm a little bummed out about the Lust for Loot ruin being in their territory. Wait, this is the manual labor ruin. Where's that? Where is this thing? Okay, it's this one over here. We can snap our hero to this Golem Rider, because Green hasn't actually closed their territory to us. We'll deal with that in a second. Acknowledge that we're meeting all kinds of new minor factions. I'm not going to worry about that stuff too much. We are still growing all over the place, as you might expect. Yeah. Orders are not closed to us, so we can run in here and try to get this. Just snap the hero over to this army. There is a little bit of a reassignment cooldown, so we wouldn't be able to get the hero back into our main army for a while, which is not totally ideal. But also, the Lust for Loot quest can have some pretty great rewards. Yeah, see, these watchtowers just a little too far away to actually see their city. Check out this cool golden tree they found. Yeah, wow, plus 20 approval, plus 8 dust, plus 2 industry. That's a good anomaly. And here is our very strange-looking watchtower. I would not want to live in the shadow of something that looked like that. Alright, well, I think we're going to do it. I think I'm gonna pull my hero over to this army and we're going to try stuff. Alright, here's hoping they don't attack us. Ah, they do have an army nearby. We're going to have to back out of their territory. Okay, we have a ton of influence to work with. 25 approval for all of our cities would put us in a much better place. What's our city level approvals at? Yeah, okay. I would like 25 approval in our cities. What's that going to cost? That would be 360. So obviously we also want 20% extra science. Now the real question is, do I want a 33% reduction in the cost of buildings more than I want the 25 approval? I think the answer to that has to be no. And we don't have enough influence to do both. I think the approval is so many points of so many resources. I think we gotta go with this. And then, like, I could do this. Keep in mind, this is just dust per citizen who is working on dust. Or we could reduce the cost of unit building. But I say, let's do this. We'll get our approval boost. We'll get our big science boost. And then we'll just hold the rest of the influence for deal making. Because we may have to... I'm not totally sold on war with Blue. It may turn out to be better to just negotiate open borders. So, we could pick up some river tech. We don't really need travel on water yet. Pick up the ability to make proper peace. We could pick up the Glory of Empire building, which will give us a little bit more influence output and allow us to complete that quest that the eyeless ones just gave us. But it's hard for me to think that food is a bad way to go. I think we really want to just pump population super hard. Especially since I didn't prioritize it that highly at the beginning of the game. Alright, we'll do this, and that'll carry us over into the next era. So you guys just hang out for now, I guess. Be in guard mode so that you don't ask me for orders constantly. And it is time to start building right-of-way. We cannot, in fact, build ships here. Despite the fact that it created a dock, we cannot build ships. That's a shame. I'm assuming, then, that this dock either is just like an oversight, or that this dock maybe functions for sea trade routes? Who knows? So we're going to have to make our boats here. Looking at 7 turns each, or 358 dust. Alright. So we're going to be focusing on dust for a little while longer, I think. So given that we can't create docks, let's create right-of-way. So this allows us to build roads. If 2 regions, adjacent regions of yours, have the right-of-way structured, then a road will be built between them, and there will be a trade route, as well as just faster movement on the road. We're also going to get right-of-way going here. We need to make it in a lot of places, and honestly, a lot of these places we're going... I was about to say in a lot of these places we're going right to it, but actually... Central markets are also very, very important. So we want to settle somewhere down here. I don't know exactly where. I want to say right here, probably. This is a little awkward because the ruin is going to make it hard to build a good city that grabs this tile as well. And maybe the better thing to do would be to build... No, this has to be right. Right? The 7 extra food and the 9 extra industry. That's too juicy to pass up. If the city ends up being kind of a weird shape, so be it. Over here in Ulath, Central Markets, we just really, really, really need people to be happy. Yeah, first the food, then the markets. Can you pull off a food without starving? Okay. The rebellion will come to an end eventually. So you guys are going to need to have standing orders to get out of this region, or at least to run away from those guys. The fact that I'm no longer visible to them probably will help. Let's plan to move you to here. Maybe what we want to do is loop around this way with these guys. Maybe like this. I'm trying to figure out a way to get to this without getting attacked again. Okay, let's plan to do that. So we have a nice order that we can mash the heck out of here. So do I want to let Urino finish this? I kind of don't. Well, before we commit any ships, let's have a look at the design. So this is a fire ship. It has magic floating sails, which is pretty cool. It has access to 2 types of weapons. You have your basic flame-throwing weapon, which provides some attack and defense, doesn't actually provide any damage, but does give you the Endless Flames effect, which deals damage to the target and opponents next to both the target and the attacker, so it's that same sweep, strike back, like little arc of units. And affected units lose an amount of life equal to 10% of their max HP, not their current HP, each round for 3 rounds. So obviously, you set a bunch of stuff on fire and it all burns, but it takes time. Or we can swap over to laser weapons, which do damage right away, and you can see do in fact provide a little bit of damage in addition to their attack, as well as a little bit of initiative, and they do damage like in a straight line. So you can shoot through one target into another target, and they lower the opponent's attack. I actually think we might be in a position here where it makes more sense to go for the laser weapons, because we're probably talking about fighting small numbers of enemy ships. Then again, the damage difference isn't really that impressive. If we were to do these, which I don't think we will, it's still 10% of their life each round for 3 rounds. The difference is just how the damage spreads on the initial attack. Well, if we're only planning to make a couple, we can actually probably afford to go for the good weapons. And then we should make sure that we don't leave any of these other slots open either. Although, the more stuff we put on them, the more we're going to have to pay to get them rushed out. But we're producing money pretty quickly. Like if we attach an iron prow and some initiative boosting hydrofoils or just some plating to make us tougher, and then also an engineer. The Fomorian Slayer trait causes you to deal more damage to Fomorians. That's the neutral faction that controls the neutral enemy boats. Plus 30% damage. Honestly, I don't think this is that valuable on a flame ship because it only buffs the damage of the initial fire hit, not the burn, I'm pretty sure. Improved vision is just sort of broadly good. So you can see the production cost of these units is now 340 influence, or industry. If we cut all that extra stuff, it's actually half the price. I think this is how we're going to do it. Fomorian vessels are not that hard to fight. So we're going to work hard to produce this one, and then plan to buy this one out, I think is the idea. So in roughly 7 turns, we'll have 2 ships, and we can go and grab this and get our palladium, and also just, whatever else is over there. Generally speaking, fortresses are made up of a number of those little modules, and so there may be other free resources for us, or sometimes they have modules that produce stockpiles. There's a bunch of cool stuff. All right, run, everybody, run! Okay, they did not chase us. Makes me a little nervous. Yep, I'm gonna back over the line here if they make me. I mean, we can probably hit that, but I'm a little worried that we will die in the process. Okay. Perusk was just taken by blue, I assume? Yeah. Alright, not a big deal. Not a big deal. I don't think that one's very important. The Ala'i just got to the 2,000 influence mark. That's pretty impressive at this point in the game. And they also have produced all of the strategic resources. You know, I'm starting to think we may have to kill the Ala'i just because... I'm going to do the same thing with this guy I did with the other guy. Let's just move toward Natural Architect. I'm starting to think the Ala'i may have to be removed because they are a threat in terms of winning the game. In addition to them being in an inconvenient place for us. Well, it's probably not worth the sacrifice to just run over here and grab this. Our hero is above half health, and so would survive one retreat. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna lose our Golem Rider. But I think I'm okay with that. Let's head over here and grab some stuff. The hero should survive. You guys have your orders. I do need to get some more volcano forming going on. But for right now, our units are a little engaged. You guys are surging back toward full health. And still blue is probing our defenses. We don't really have much in the way of defenses, I'll say that. I do think this would probably be a good time to construct a watchtower here. Apparently we have a watchtower foundation up here, which I don't think is particularly valuable. But let's actually put up all of the other watchtowers. Both of the other, I should say. It's pretty easy to do. Okay. Yeah, this city is going to grow very, very quickly now that we can focus on food. Well, not as quickly as I was hoping, actually. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and commit the husbandry center here. Let's put this at the top of the queue. The right-of-way doesn't actually do anything significant until we have two of them anyway. Like, it would still create roads in this region so we can move faster here, but obviously that's not a thing we're going to need to do within the next turn. I do love the fact that the Golem camps are districts that you can put a garrison in. That's pretty interesting. You could use those to set up forward garrison positions, like in a place like this where we could have a garrison stashed within defensive range of another city or even another region's Golem camp to make it harder for enemies to push in. If a full army shows up, you just attack it with both of the garrison armies. And you can actually afford to have a large wasteful force like that once your golems are free. Alright, this is going to be our focus. I'm going to try to get this done as quickly as possible this turn. That's the sound of us moving up an era. Come on. Search. And now run! Run! It worked! No, I may have spoken too soon. We may not actually get away. Well, the Dogeshi are coming forward and probably threatening green. I'm a little nervous about all this troop movement I'm seeing. He sure does have a lot of guys in this area. Okay, this is the next thing for Lust for Loot. Search that for 25 glass steel. Also, actually, all that dust was extremely welcome. This is a really good time for that. You know what? It would be better for me if we took a slightly less efficient route here. I just want to make sure we're running away from those guys. Okay, we've discovered a source of adamantium here. And palladium over near the capital, so it'll be nice and easy to build that mine. And then also some new luxuries. Moonleaf, which is super valuable. Moonleaf gives plus 50% science while you're running the booster. And I think I saw Titan Bones. Titan Bones are plus 50% industry. And then Quicksilver. Quicksilver is double XP for your units. Okay, that one's less good. I'm really happy to see two sources of Moonleaf, though. So we need to research the buildings that let us get those things, like smelting stations and reaping stations. And then also there's a bunch of other interesting stuff here. So Magma Hydraulics unlocks the Flame Walker's leg armor on units. as well as causing the wearer to take no damage from lava flows. Okay, it's not that great for us because we already do that. As well as the Lava Works building, which improves the resource output of lava flow tiles by a tremendous amount. We have this, which provides an industry stockpile when we deal siege damage to enemy city fortifications. That's pretty cool. This thing, which is just flat minus 25% expansion disapproval without any... You don't have to build it, it's just a bonus, which is pretty great. And then big food output, but unfortunately locked behind higher level strategics. Huge dust output. Like, this is a really important era. I think the first thing we should build probably... Oh yeah, we have submarines here as well, bathyspheres. I think the first thing we should do is go for those enhanced resources. I'm going to start pulling those in as quickly as possible. So let's do this and this. I want to get... Honestly, let's even switch the order of those. The Moonleaf is going to be really good for us. And we're not in desperate need of strategics just yet. Okay, so you guys... Can't search this ruin anyway. Let's just run through here and keep exploring. Seems like there's a lot of map still available, which is unusual. Population pressure and dreams of empire combine to cause discontent. Third sons and daughters seek their fortunes. Artisans seek raw materials, and captains seek glory. The wide open spaces of Auriga are calling. It is time to found another city. We are totally on this. We're going to do this. We're going to get 25 grass silk, which is a luxury resource that I don't particularly care about, but it will be good for trade, at the very least. The AI does value higher level resources. So we have enough money to buy out one of the ships right now, which we'll go ahead and do. And then we'll just rush this ship. Am I really at 224? What happened? I guess our Empire approval level has risen pretty sharply. You know, as we continue to gain ownership on the cities and they no longer suffer that I've been conquered disapproval. And then we're going to see it continue to rise. So actually, we can probably pull these people off of dust right now. Let's rush out a couple more buildings. Do some burrow here, which will level up our Altar of Auriga. And then, do I want to build... The watchtower here may not seem super great, but it will mean that there's a... The watchtowers do give a health regeneration aura on adjacent tiles. So although this is going to give us no extra vision, nah, we're fine. We can just stand here. So what else would I want to build here? I don't even know. I think probably... This is a fine thing to do then. We're not in a big hurry to get this stuff done. And population growth. Population growth is always valuable. Yeah, okay. I think things are going well. Okay, again, we're going to mash the heck out of this button, try to get our hero army out of harm's way. They could pursue us out of their region, but I don't think they will. Yeah, doesn't look like they're quite up for that. Alright, what's your deal? Whether or not you believe that war is a useful pursuit, you may be up against those who are convinced of it. To get this minor faction's respect, you must show them how you develop, deploy, and instruct your troops. For 5 turns, ensure that you have a unit of at least 4 of the 5 existing unit classes in your Empire garrisons. This is a cool reward, but that's a very cumbersome thing to do. So when it says 4 of the 5 unit classes, it means, yeah, it says here in the tooltip, infantry, cavalry, range, support, and flying. We have access to infantry and cavalry right now. We could get support, or also flying, because the Haunts are flying. And we could get a support unit if we researched our Geomancers. So that is doable. Alright, you're going to just chill out for one more turn, it looks like, until you have a friend. Wow, man, it's all quests now. Auriga is rich with resources, both natural and magical. Hieroglyphics on ancient ruins indicate how certain luxuries can provide powerful bonuses to your empire, above and beyond the wealth you can get from trading and exploiting them. So if we build 2 extractors on luxury resources from the first tier of luxury resources, we will get an empire improvement that doubles the resource output of first level luxury resource extractors. We do have some of those now. Yeah, we have a dye deposit here. Did we pick up another tier 1 luxury deposit anywhere? Yeah, here we have emeralds. So we could do this. We'd have to go back and research that tech, but that tech is worth having. Like we should be bringing in those luxuries. Okay, so you know where you're going next turn. You are waiting. Still waiting. Very forgetful. Can't remember your orders from moment to moment. Your orders are, hey, chill out. In fact, we have a hey, chill out button here. I'm going to press that. Okay, next turn we get to settle this, which is cool. Hopefully, green will not take that as a sign to attack. We should probably get the tech to make proper peace. Okay, yep. Nobody entered mean. Not a big surprise there. Who would even want to go to mean? Alright, we're doing it. Ooh, 20 adamantium in the next one. It is way deep in green's territory. And this is green building a guardian. That's not totally ideal for us. So guardians are like great big super units. Aw, we found nothing. We are still getting XP on our hero, though, from searching the ruins, even when they provide nothing. Alright, so my plan here is going to be, we're going to run down along green's border, try to get, like, down here, and spend as little time inside their country as possible. We still have quite a lot of time on Lust for Loot. Yeah, we have 11 turns, and I think there's only probably 1 or 2 more ruins after this one, so we can spend a little time positioning. And, as our hero's going to be in position to grab this ruin, maybe I should just leave them to it. They don't have to run too far out of position to get it. Yeah, I'm just going to let them grab that. Man, the music in this game is good. Okay, a dye deposit. That's Palladian, that's Adamantium. Both things that we should keep in mind. Not that we're going to be able to settle down here or anything. 16, 22, 10, 4 with 10 approval. And we're near a river, and yeah, this is definitely right. So hey, we did it. 25 grass silk. Hopefully we will be able to trade that off. Let's go build this ship. Alright, so next turn we'll be able to rush some stuff here. We'll just get all of our basic constructions done here as quickly as possible. Probably we should... you know what? We don't need to focus on industry and new cities anymore, because we'll be able to use dust to rush things out. I really do want right-of-way, but also technology is very important. Yeah, right-of-way is maybe going to get delayed a little bit. Here, we have right-of-way between these two cities, so you can see there are now proper, like, cobblestone roads connecting them. So we're producing a little bit of money from the trade route, and faster movement in these two regions, at least along the roads, obviously. The army's almost at full health. It really is taking quite a while. We could actually just go and put them in a garrison now that there's no hero attached. But also, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter whether they're at full health right now or not, because we are not in a position to begin a big attack anyway. Did we get a quest from you guys already? Yes, we did. Okay. Over here in Ulath, we have an empty construction queue, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Yeah, industry output is pretty good. And next turn, we're going to be able to actually head over and deal with some of this naval stuff. I'm feeling like we are taking up a pretty strong position here. Getting aggressive with blue is still probably a good idea, though. I'm a little worried about them being ahead of us. Oh hey, we found yet another quest. You are following indications drawn from local legends that spoke of loot and treasure in heavily guarded ruins. It seems, however, that someone else has beaten you to the booty, so these roaming armies have now spawned, and we could fight them to get the treasure we were after, what should have been in the ruins, but I don't really care about 25 Quicksilver. These guys are going to keep running ahead, serve as a scouting party for us. Yeah, it looks like we'll be able to get pretty close to that, Oh, that's right. I was about to search that ruin. We want to hold that for the hero. Looks like we'll be able to get pretty much right up on him. It's good. We'll probably be able to, like, stop here at the end of one turn, run in, hit that, and then get almost all the way back out. And then next turn, immediately move out the rest of the way. Okay. No longer in guard mode. Let's go and have some naval adventures. There's a couple of full health boarding vessels here. You can see the boarding vessels have reasonable damage, not a lot of health, especially compared to our fire ships, which are at 252. The boarding party trait, I believe, causes them to do bonus damage based on their HP, their current HP. So, not really a threat to us right now, but as you make a boarding vessel tougher, it also gets better at fighting, basically. Yeah, not really a concern with Fomorian boarding vessels because, like other minor faction units, they never upgrade. But against a player, boarding vessels actually can get pretty good once they have some plating and stuff on them. And we're going to need to start putting up luxury resource extractors. I think I value this more than the burrow. There's our other source of moonleaf. It's in Lais. Yeah, let's finish the alchemy workshop first. We're building towards science with both of them. It turns out some of the other players have a significant resource or a significant research lead on us, and I would like to close that as much as possible. And we're finishing markets all over the place. Empire-wide approval is still climbing pretty rapidly. It's good. We're powerful. We have a declaration from one of the other players. Okay, we probably have to fight this, and we probably will win because we have equipment. Okay, Green has formally closed their borders to us, which sucks. That's a really bad time for that. Over here in Ideli, we have finished the watchtowers. We should probably build public granary, because there's absolutely no reason not to have a public granary. And then I think we are just going to, like, crawl the districts in this direction. We probably need to lay down some more volcano formers. That can be something this army does. So the roads let us move pretty quickly. So this is volcanic now, right? Yeah. The next volcano former here, perhaps. And apparently our glass steel income is pretty alright. Oh, that's right. It's not just income. We got a bunch of glass steel from a quest. So we have to watch out for weather on the ocean. You can see there are some tiles where it's raining, thunderstorms. If we zoom out, it's much clearer. Each type of weather has its own effect. Rain increases the upkeep of the units. Big thunderstorms will actually deal damage to all the units in the army that ends its turn there. Just keep an eye on it. Alright, let's go deal with this. So, a retreat would cause the loss of this Golem Rider, and I don't think that should be necessary. We should be able to just take these guys. They have 51 attack, we have 51 defense, we have 81 attack to their 42 defense. Yeah, we're going to hit a lot harder than they are. I think we can just take them, and this will be good XP for our hero. Unfortunately, the Golem Rider going first is not really ideal. I'd love it if the hero was going first. We can just have them attack different targets. So let's start a little bit further away from our intended quarry. Give ourselves maximum charge range. We're going to attack from opposing angles here. Just making sure that we don't allow ourselves to get multi-hit. Ow. 40 damage. Brutal. It is nice to have that initiative lead. Okay, you guys just run away, and the hero will solve it. Well, we managed to not lose anybody, at least. I appreciate that he took the long way around there, too, because there's a real short path that leads to that place. Stay away from me. Stay away from me, Quest Army. I don't care about your rewards. I better move back into reinforcer range here, because it looks like they want to wrestle whether I want to wrestle or not. You know what? Let's just form up. Let's just make one army here. It may be that the fact that I crossed the border is what's protecting us. So we're going to have to deal with green somehow. Them closing their borders on us is not really acceptable at this moment. It's kind of like the worst possible time for that crap. Yeah, and I'm just going to keep spending dust to improve Muller, as we need to get that city online quickly. I think they put this city down in in a space such that I can attack them and get the benefit of Ideli's garrison, which means Ideli's governor. So that was nice of them. That may turn out very well for us, in fact. So we're going to have to declare war on green, or we're going to have to convince them to open their borders back up. Okay, the truce with blue has ended. I forgot that we were even still in a truce. It's a good thing I didn't hang my plan on the ability to declare war on them. Alright, our hero is leveled up. Definitely getting +1 morale for all units in his army at all times. That seems extremely valuable. So it is only a single turn of movement in. Yeah, we just need green to play nice a little bit, that's all. So let's have this army drop the volcano former, like I said, right here, I think. There's an Alagi naval unit, an Alagi fire ship, on its way to disrupt our stuff. Alright, we may as well roll up here and just have at these guys. We're going to have to fight them one way or another. So the good news is, this should be very easy. We'll go ahead and manual this, even though there's not really a compelling reason to do so. So it's worth noting that the weather does still do stuff during battle. The effects in battle are listed on the tooltip. We don't have to worry about it right now, but like if you can maneuver your opponents into unfortunate hexes, or like if you have an artillery ship, parking it behind a big lightning storm can be valuable, so people have to stop in it to fight you. But this is going to be really straightforward. So they're going to run up to us and attack us, and we're going to set them on fire. Okay, problem solved. So we just have to get over here and take care of this before those guys do. They're going to beat us to that sea ruin. There's not really a lot I can do about that, but we really, really want this. Okay, so you guys have placed your volcano former. Is there another place that I need to put one down? I bet we could volcano form like right on the border and have it reach over into their territory. In fact, it probably was the case I should have put this volcano former here and then put down another one like over here. Yeah, shoot. Because I could have volcano formed a space that we could stand in to siege them. We could still do it, it would just be a little bit less efficient. Alright, I'm going to. I feel a little silly for not having thought about this earlier. This is going to work, right? Yeah, okay, we are still seeing the outline. Yeah, we're gonna park right on top of this thing, volcano form just inside their territory. Okay, now let's take a quick. I'd like to end the video by us communicating with this thing, but I think that's still like 3 turns away, because fire ships are not very fast. So I think we're gonna end the video right here instead. Our goals for the next video are figuring out our deal with Green so that we can continue this quest. Hopefully, they'll be amenable to letting us back in. And then, I think probably gearing up for War with Blue. After Ideli and Belloc finish the projects we have them on right now, they probably just need to start producing soldiers, because this has to get solved. And the revealing of new resources has given us some additional reason to want this solved as well. So, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, and probably we're going to have to kill a whole bunch of people. We'll see you then.